Do referees really give big clubs an unfair advantage, or is it just fan paranoia? Every time a tight call goes Manchester United's or Real Madrid's way, the world erupts. Social feeds overflow. Memes, rants, and robbery hashtags dominate timelines. But here's the twist. A 2024 BBC Sport poll found 68% of football fans genuinely believe referees are biased towards giants like United, Bayern, and Madrid. This isn't just a product of the social media age. The roots of this suspicion go back generations, long before slow-motion replays and viral outrage. So, is the deck stacked for the rich and powerful, or are we just seeing patterns because we want to? Let's step onto the pitch and see what the whistle really hides. The paranoia's roots, a history of scandal and suspicion. This isn't just internet noise. Distrust in referees is part of football's mythology. Jeff Hurst's Wembley goal in 1966, awarded despite German protests, still haunts World Cup debates. In 1973, Brian Clough's Derby County fell to Juventus in a European Cup semi-final, laced with controversial calls. Clough's heartbreak and public fury, criminal, gave voice to 1,000 small club grievances. In Italy, the 1990s coined sudditanza psicologica, the psychological subservience of referees to Juventus and Milan. It wasn't just talk. The Calciopoli scandal in 2006 proved some of those fears true, with Juventus stripped of titles for manipulating referee appointments. In England, the phrase "Fergie time" became legend, as Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United seemed to always find extra minutes and dramatic winners at Old Trafford. Statistics from 2009 showed United received more stoppage time when trailing at home than any other club, fueling both awe and resentment. And who can forget Chelsea's agony against Barcelona in 2009? After multiple denied penalties at Stamford Bridge, Didier Drogba's rage was raw, the tears of Michael Ballack unforgettable. Tom Henning Øvrebø, the Norwegian referee, became the villain in millions of living rooms, a symbol of UEFA conspiracy that still echoes in West London. The media's role. Fuel on the fire. But is this paranoia simply organic, or does the media pour gasoline on every spark? Tabloids have never missed a chance to stir the pot. Robbery at the bridge. Fergie time strikes again. UEFA's darlings. These aren't just headlines, they're stories that live for decades. After that 2009 Chelsea-Barcelona clash, British newspapers screamed, "Ref's a disgrace and UEFA fix." And TV panels replayed Ballack's desperate chase of the referee from every angle. Pundits like Roy Keane, Jamie Carragher, and Gary Neville dissect every big club call for hours, sometimes with the kind of tribal passion that turns frustration into fury. On matchday broadcasts, slow-motion replays and freeze frames highlight every soft penalty or missed handball, feeding the idea that something sinister is at work. Social media accounts, some with millions of followers, clip and share controversial moments, knowing they'll set off arguments, hashtags, and endless debate. As media historian David Goldblatt says, the media have always had the power to turn a questionable decision into a scandal, and a scandal into a narrative that lasts a generation. The illusion of the whistle. Every weekend, fans become detectives poring over every red card, penalty, and VAR freeze frame. If a 50-50 goes for Barcelona or Bayern, it's headline news. If it goes against them, it's forgotten. Are big clubs just better at creating danger, or is something deeper at play? Recall 2022's Champions League semifinal. Real Madrid's penalty against Man City, won by the faintest of touches on Benzema, set off the UEFA meme all over again. Or 2024's FA Cup, where Manchester United's late penalty versus Nottingham Forest, confirmed after a tense VAR check, brought back Fergie time chants, and no small share of heartbreak for Forest's players and fans. Ask Brighton or Getafe supporters if they get those calls. Their answers carry years of frustration and resignation, a different kind of footballing pain. The numbers game. Pattern or paranoia? The numbers tell a story, too. The Premier League's Big Six have received 24% more penalties than the league average since 2019. In Spain, Real Madrid and Barcelona average nearly twice as many penalties as most clubs. Bayern Munich, for 8 of the last 10 Bundesliga seasons, have had the most penalties, and the fewest Reds against .var was supposed to bring fairness. But has it? In 2023 to 2024, VAR decisions favored the Big Six in England more than double those for the bottom 6, 32 to 15. When big clubs trail, stoppage time stretches, 18% longer on average, fueling the Fergie time legend and the feeling among underdogs that the script is always against them. The human impact. The faces behind the whistle referees aren't robots. Mark Clattenburg, who's ref Champions League and Premier League finals, admits it's impossible not to feel the pressure. Massive clubs, huge crowds, millions watching. You're only human. Howard Webb describes the intimidation factor of stadiums, like Old Trafford or the Bernabeu, where every decision is a test, every mistake a headline. And when stars like Ronaldo, Messi, or Mbappe hit the turf, even the most seasoned referees confess to a split second of doubt. If I get this wrong, the world will see. For the referees themselves, one mistake can define a career. Tom Henning-Øvrebø received death threats after Chelsea-Barcelona. Howard Webb spent months replaying his 2010 World Cup final performance in his mind, haunted by the pressure. On the other side, there's the pain of players and fans. Michael Ballack's wild gesturing, Drogba's tears, and the stunned silence in stadiums. These moments are as human as the game gets. For every big club's joy, there's a smaller club's heartbreak. The fan frenzy and the power of rumor social media and the press weaponize every call. Within minutes, hashtags like Wefalona, Refs United, and Bayern Bonus trend worldwide. Rumors flare up. UEFA wants Real Madrid versus Barcelona finals. Referees get better assignments if they behave. Sir Alex kept extra time in his pocket. These stories are told in pubs, shared in WhatsApp groups, and debated at kitchen tables. A 2024 YouGov survey found 80% of fans think refs are biased, but almost evenly split on whether it's for or against their team. The legacy factor: pressure, power, and endless debate. Big clubs have the loudest voices. Managers like Sir Alex Ferguson, Jose Mourinho, and Carlo Ancelotti have used post-match interviews and press conferences to pressure referees for decades. So, do referees secretly favor big clubs? The statistics show some patterns: more penalties, more stoppage time, more favorable calls, but the media amplifies every outrage, and the world is watching. It's pressure, reputation, human psychology, and a media machine that never misses a chance to turn drama into a headline. Key takeaway: when you control for possession and attacking play, most of the gap disappears. But in the biggest moments, the biggest clubs still seem to get the rub of the green and the biggest headlines. Are refs biased?
Recent events.
Maybe not on
but
purpose.
do you really think
But in
that
a
the
world
Spanish
of
teams,
split-second
also like
decisions,
Barcelona,
media
are getting
hype
more
makes
often
every
favored?
whistle echo
Let it know
a
in the
little
comments.
louder.
See you.